broadcasting from the heart of communist East Vancouver.
This is the Resistance. This is
The Dry Shave Show.
I wanted this to be professional.
I don't gotta listen to this shit.
You certainly don't, pal. Because the good news is... Awesome!
With Byron Bertram and Ivan Penaluna.
Good evening, listeners. I'm Byron Bertram.
And I'm Ivan Penaluna.
And on tonight's episode...
Man takes woman's job. Can you believe it?
Unbelievable.
A man took a woman's job in
Yeah,
BC.
it's true. So for listeners who haven't read the news, they only get their news from us, as I hope you do. I hope you only get your news from us.
Or from Facebook.
You're from Facebook.
You might not be able to work this one out if you just follow it on Facebook.
Yeah.
But it's a complicated story. I mean, it's a complicated set of circumstances. I can't work it out. I tried to work it out. It seems like there was something like a vote of no confidence on Christy Clark.
Yeah.
The old squirrel cheeks, as I like to call her.
Yeah.
And then they said, well, we've got no confidence in her. And of course, they would come to that conclusion because it's the NDP and the Greens, right?
She doesn't seem like a nice lady.
No, sure, but you know, who's nice? Well, I know you're a bit fond of Colonel Gaddafi.
Yeah. Yeah.
He was a nice guy.
I like Gene Simmons.
Gene Simmons, unfortunately, he's not in power.
No, it's too bad.
So they had a vote of no confidence, and then Christy Clark turned around and said, right, you need to hold another election. The Governor General went, no, we're not doing that. And so she went to Hulk Hogan and then said, can you form a government? And he went, oh, of course I fucking can.
Yeah.
Watch me.
He's like, eat your vitamins, say your prayers.
Yeah. So
basically what happened was, if people don't know what happened, we have a new premier, and it is Hulk Hogan.
Yeah.
And Hulk Hogan, basically what happened is he got the Green Party to distract the referee while he hit Christy Clark over the head with a chair and then finished her off with his patented leg drop.
Yeah, he looks like an attorney who has made a career out of defending child molesting truck drivers.
He really...
That's what he looks like. Doesn't
he really does.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's got the face of somebody you could trust.
Yeah, I wouldn't go so far as to say that he looks like one of the truck drivers, but he looks like somebody who defends them.
Right.
And sleeps like a baby every night.
Yeah, he doesn't look. Yeah, he's got a sociopathic smile, like all politicians must. Christy Clark did. They all do. They all just sociopaths with fake smiles.
Yeah, of course they are. And the thing is that when they were having the debate, it was quite clear that Andrew Weaver was trying to wind him up, saying, "Oh, you're going to get angry with me now," which is great because he's he's got the temperament of a wrestler.
Oh, does he? Does he spaz out?
Yeah, he spazzes out. And
does he have a Twitter account? Man, he's got a Twitter account. Man,
you should check that out, shouldn't we?
Oh man, he'll probably get. This is BC. If he said something off the rails, he'd get like tens of retweets.
And the thing is, right, he's probably the sort of guy who hits the bottle of Crown Royal about 10 o'clock at night, 1 o'clock in the morning, he's tweeting.
Right.
Fuck these cunts.
Yeah.
Watch me take a lady's job.
Yeah, totally. Oh man, I wish Rob Ford was back from the grave.
I always said Rob Ford is the mayor that Vancouver deserves.
Totally.
And Gregor Robertson is the mayor that Toronto needs.
Yeah.
Or something like that.
Well, he needs to bike lane the hell out of Toronto. That
They should send him to Winnipeg.
Yeah.
Bike lane the hell out of that place.
Yeah, bike lane it, because 9 months of the year it's like minus 35 degrees. You know what you need? Bike lanes.
Yes.
All right,
exactly.
so that's what you need.
You try getting around Winnipeg on a bicycle in the summer.
Just, oh my God.
Not only are you having to go over 15 miles an hour to escape the mosquitoes,
yeah,
but also you're in danger of getting killed constantly.
Yeah.
Because you're sharing the road with trucks.
Sharing the roads of trucks and homeless people. I don't know how there's homeless people in Winnipeg. It's amazing.
They're the hardest homeless people in the world.
Because it's so cold. It's so cold, and you just think like, oh my God, how do you survive this winter? It's really impressive. I got this friend of mine. He's not a very nice person. I was at the Fringe Festival, and this guy said, "Hey, spare change?" And then my friend just said, "I remember you from last year. Congratulations on not dying." Just a total snob.
I like that guy already.
Yeah.
Yeah, I like people like that.
Yeah.
Oh, right. They're more interesting and entertaining than the fluffy people that you meet out
Yeah,
here.
he's not a nice person, but he's a Democrat. He's American.
So we got an NDP government.
We got an NDP government with a little touch of green.
Is that right?
I don't know, the 3 seats, and then they went their way. I don't know much.
Is that all they got out of this? They didn't play hardball at all, did they?
No.
They're like, oh, whatever you've got left, that'll be fine.
I don't really follow BC politics because I'm like
don't think
most
anybody
Canadians. I'm like most Canadians, and I only really care what's happening in the States, or the UK, or countries that actually have meaning or purpose or hope or prosperity as an entertainer. I mean, for all you listeners who aren't going to give us any feedback, write your concerns down on the back of a nothing. We'll hear from you.
Yeah, don't send us a message, whatever you do.
Yeah.
And this is the other thing with this story is that, like in Britain, with the almost iconic adulation and attention that Jeremy Corbyn's getting, you've now got a generation of people in BC who want to experiment with socialism. And I can't help but think it's a lot of young people because they don't remember the last time the NDP were in. It's just like in Britain, most of the people there who are supporting Jeremy Corbyn, they don't remember the last time a Marxist, or should I say, a socialist government was in power and it was held to ransom by the unions. They don't remember the lights being switched off at 6:30 at night, while you're having your tea watching Scooby-Doo. I remember that. Right? It was terrible. Living under a socialist system is horrible.
Well, because at the end, you want to find out what's going to happen at the end of Scooby-Doo.
Exactly.
Right? You're just like, oh my God, who did it? Was it Old Man Withers? And he would have got away for 2 if it wasn't for you pesky kids and that damn dog. But when the power's shut out, you don't know if it was Old Man Withers.
I spent a whole season of Scooby-Doo not seeing the whole episode.
Because your power just kept getting shut
Power
off.
got shut off by the electricians. Of the
Why?
night.
Because they'd just be like, now everybody needs to see 2 minutes of Scooby-Doo each.
No, they would like, right, give us more money. And they go, no, we're not going to give you any more money. You go, okay, then we're going to cut the power off.
Oh, I see, right. Because they wanted money from...
The government. So you got to pay us more money.
So the government wanted more money?
No, the unions wanted more money.
Oh, the union, I see, right.
So, and this is what this is about, really, because the NDP are going to be, well, they're in the pocket of the unions, aren't they?
Right.
So, it's going to go the same direction.
So basically, they're like, pay us or we cut shit off.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, but
that's how unions work.
But that's how, but if you're not getting what you want, how else do you have any leveraging?
Yeah, sure, yeah. But everybody was at it. Everybody was at it. Everybody was on strike. The dustbin men were on strike. The electricians were on strike. The coal miners were on strike. Everybody was on fucking strike trying to get as much money.
Well, what are you supposed to be like? Hey, we don't agree with you, government. And they go like, well, play nice, and they go, okay, sure.
Okay, so do you want to live in a society where there aren't strikes all the time? Because,
well, of course I do.
Right.
But
So
shouldn't those workers be paid adequately?
sure, but you would have thought under a socialist government that they're getting paid adequately anyway.
Well, apparently,
But it's never enough. It's never enough. They always want more.
One union, I mean, I think the history of unions are important, obviously, for a degree, but sometimes it gets ridiculous. I remember there was this projectionist union. The projectors. I don't know what
Only in the
projectionist like.
1980s.
Yeah, no, it's just like, you're projecting your own bullshit on me, and I want more money, okay? You're projecting. It wasn't that kind of projecting. It was an actual, like, film projectors union.
Yeah.
And it was like, yeah, it was definitely, it was in the 90s, and there was like, for like a year outside the Capitol 6, there was projectionists protesting. They're like, we're getting paid $60 an hour to sit around and we want more. But yet somehow the projectors just they're like, all right, and they just like turned the projectors on and didn't need them. So these guys are just standing outside being like, hey, it's just like, you need me to fucking light candles on street lamps. It's like, and then like right after that, pretty much it went digital and like their jobs.
And then they were done. They had to get retrained. But you answered my question really for me, which was like they were already getting paid an astronomical amount.
They
of money.
were.
Well, I mean, the same was true in Britain in the 1970s. My dad was a submariner in the Royal Navy. He was a chief petty officer, but dustbin men in Liverpool were getting paid more than him.
Well, why didn't he be a dustbin?
Well, because not he was a career submariner who's in the Navy, and also you need a Navy. You need somebody to defend your country just as much as you need dustbin men, but the skill set is somewhat different, and the level of commitment is also different again.
Yeah.
So it's like comparing, apples and oranges to somebody.
Well, yeah, of course. I mean, you should get paid adequately for your job, obviously. Yeah. I mean, what a living wage is, solid living wage, whatever it is, but how much is too much and how much isn't enough, I guess.
So this is what we've got to look forward to in BC now, because now what we're going to do is we're going to see a massive, great big spending splurge.
Yeah.
They're going to spend a lot of money. They're going to give it to, people who have...
Am I going to get in?
I don't think you're going to get in.
Why not?
Because you're a single white man.
Shit!
You don't belong to a group.
I always get punished for that, and I didn't do anything.
No, but you're not part of a group.
My parents had sex in the late 70s, and I'm to blame.
You're not part of a recognised group. You don't have any rights. You don't have any victim status. You're a single white man.
I'm on Prozac. Does that help?
Maybe a little bit.
Shit. I'm crazy, people.
Okay, well, that might come into play at some point.
Yeah.
You know, but not, you know, if they're going to give everybody who's crazy on Prozac a little bit of money, I
Yeah.
don't think so.
Shit.
But what they have promised to do is to give all renters, anybody who's renting an apartment,
Right.
$400 a month.
Really?
Yeah, that's what they promised to do.
Great.
So this, as a renter, you've got more rights than you do as a single
person.
white man.
Yeah, if whatever.
Not as a person, because
You-
people come in all different
Dry
shapes
Shave
and sizes.
Studios has now got a $400 service. That's because of the
Yeah, that's a good point.
the government. So you should be quite happy.
I'm happy for you.
Think about what we
How
can
about
do with that.
Yeah.
You can watch me get $400 and nothing.
Well, we should
For
go
you.
and cash your first check.
Right.
You should tell me when the first one comes through, and we'll celebrate it in some obscure way.
Yeah, okay,
And
sure.
then we'll make a big deal out of it on the show.
Right, yeah,
If
that'd
that
be-
actually happens, I think what they're going to do now
Not
they're in
gonna give me
power,
anything.
they're going to go, hang on a minute, we said that we'd do that. You go, yeah, that's $400 times. No, we can't do that.
They're giving $400 a month to every renter.
Yeah, that's what they promised.
That's beautiful.
Isn't it?
I like it. But
can
why would you
imagine
like it?
how
You're a
much-
renter too.
Yeah, no, I'm in a co-op. We don't get it.
Ah, shit.
Well, you know.
Yeah, well.
You don't really feel sorry for me, do you?
Nah, co-op, man. Come on. You know, that's the epitome of socialism.
You know
Put
what?
down on it.
I'll tell you what. Living in a co-op, I've been living in a co-op for about 8 years, and nothing has made me more right-wing than being in a co-op.
Yeah, because you live in the most left wing of housing.
It's run on the Politburo system of cronyism.
Right.
So if you're part of the elite within the structure of the co-op, then you get everything.
Right.
Right. But if you're not, then you get nothing. So it's like everybody in the Politburo gets a dacha on the Black Sea coast. Everybody else, fuck you. You live in Ukraine. And they run it like that. And it's all run by mad old ladies.
Right.
It's every co-op.
Everything's
Every
run by
is
mad
run
old
by
ladies.
mad old ladies who just are in that period where they've hit the menopause. They're in the sort of like early 50s to about 75. I find that once they get to about 75, then they generally realise their own mortality and they realise, fuck it, I better stop being nice to people because I haven't got long left. And then they chill out a bit. But women between about 55 and 75 are a fucking nightmare.
Right.
Just in case you're listening.
Yeah. You know what I find other women are nightmares? Like teenage girls, absolutely terrible. and then you know what? And then girls in their early 20s, they're like, oh my god, I'm so hot and pretty, they're so entitled. And then in the later 20s, they start like, oh my god, I'm almost 30. And then the 30s, they're a nightmare because they're just like, oh god, you know, my looks are they starting to fade. And then in the 40s, they're really just like, oh fuck. They're just like, shit or get off the pot, you know. It's like, oh, my biological clock is ticking, right? And then they get to 50s, and then what I'm saying is women through all phases of their life are just terrible human beings.
I wouldn't agree with that. I think 25
And
to...
thank God we got rid of that one who was leading our country. Yeah, bring a man in, okay?
Bring a man in to do
You know why? Because I'm a sexist socialist.
Bring a man in to do a squirrel's job.
Hey, you just got your fucking nuts. Who needs a squirrel? I'm a man.
She looks like she's got like little piles of nuts in her cheeks.
She does.
She looks like, she's like a Looney Tunes lady squirrel.
Yeah. That's not nuts. That's all money she got from like big real estate developers to displace poor people.
That's Chinese tiger horn.
Yeah, it's Chinese time. You know what? I don't feel sorry for a woman losing her job who decided it's a good idea to close the bridge down to have a fucking yoga parade.
Yeah, that was a silly idea.
You know, it's like, let's do yoga.
That's not a very right-wing idea.
No.
You know, if we were going to have like close down Burrard Bridge so we could have a fascist march with like
Yeah, you'd be involved.
drums and like guns and flags and everything, I go, you know what? That's a right-wing idea. I understand that.
You'd be right in the march, right?
I might not turn up to it. Depends what the idea was behind it and who was involved. But you know, I like the idea. But yoga in Vancouver, really?
Yeah.
Really? We need more yoga.
It was like a Hitler Youth Party like march all the way to BC Place for a Ted Nugent concert.
Then you know, I'm there.
Boom, you're there.
ZZ Top a plane.
Yeah.
Right. Let's close it down and get out the Ket costumes.
I love socialism.
I'm there.
I just stole this globe. That was free.
I know, this is to denote that we're in touch with the world.
Yeah.
And this here is our picture of King Salman of Saudi Arabia. Now we have this here, and he's going to be a regular feature on the show, because this gay flag wash of King Salman of Saudi Arabia might seem to some people like a bit of a contradiction, but we just want to point out to people that in Justin Trudeau's Canada, none of this is a contradiction or has any irony attached to it whatsoever, because in Justin Trudeau's Canada, this is all perfectly workable. Gay Wahhabism. I don't see any problem with that, says Justin.
Well, I heard they're going to change LGBTQ to LGBTQW.
Right.
Yeah.
For Wahhabis.
Yeah, for Wahhabism. You got to
Excellent.
throw them in because they feel excluded if you don't put them in there.
I know.
And
he's-
because of that, they're going to be at all the other letters. Yeah.
That'd be great. Just getting the W on the end to behead all the other letters.
You put this on the rest.
I know, and then BLT. Stick
Yeah,
BLT in there as well.
Put BLTs in there. You know, some gay people like sandwiches.
Yeah, especially pork ones.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, you don't
Some
like
with
pork
pork.
sandwiches.
Gay guys like pork.
Gay guys like pork. That's the one thing. That's the only reason I think people of Islamic
general.
of extreme Islamic faith hate gay people is that they don't share the same taste in pork.
No, exactly. No. And they're out the closet and they're still in the closet.
Yeah, exactly.
All jihadis are in the closet.
You like sausage? Hello.
I love sausage, but only behind closed doors.
Yes, like I'm all for your rights and marching in your parades, as
Yeah.
Trudeau said I did, but it's awesome.
I can't wait for it to all come to a sort of like spectacular end.
You want World War III
No,
to happen
no,
just
no.
so you can say I'm right?
No, I just want, a little bit of me just thinks, okay, Trudeau, let's have this. So you import loads of people from Islamic countries and keep on, championing this gay rights thing with the Bill 16, if you don't use the right pronoun, you can actually go to jail now, you will be fined if you persist, if you be a dick about it, okay? And, and he's serving two masters. And I think at some point, it's all going to blow up in his face. And there's a little bit of me that just wants to see it. Okay, take this to its logical conclusion, Justin. At what point, when you have the jihadis and you have the gay rights to the point where they're both the most prominent group identity politics in society, then what happens then?
You're hoping it, and when that does happen, if that happens, your Facebook feed is just gonna
It's gonna be.
it's gonna be unbearable.
I'm gonna be rubbing fuckers' noses in.
It's gonna be unbearable. It's like, 18 posts a minute. Yeah, Jesus Christ.
That's the thing about social media. Use it, don't abuse it.
That's right. Do you think you abuse it?
Yeah, probably. No, use it. Don't. What I mean is, go on there, post your shit. Don't linger around.
Maybe. Do you think it should cost money to post something?
No,
Maybe
really.
like $1 a post.
Yeah, you think so?
Nah.
No, then you'd start hedging whether you think this act of narcissism is financially viable.
Absolutely. For sure.
That'd be no good.
How else
I'm
can I-
vocational. You're,
Yeah.
it's all a hedge with you.
Now with you, it's something you believe in. With
Yeah.
me, it's just like, look at me.
Yeah, exactly. I don't need the attention. I don't fucking care about the
Yeah.
attention.
Yeah. Well, you don't.
No.
Yeah.
Anyway,
That's why I gotta pretend that I'm just radical left wing.
so the good thing about Christy Clark not being in power anymore is that she finally, after 18 years, gets that holiday that she's looking forward to.
Yeah.
Yeah, so she's going to go on holiday. I don't know where she's going on holiday, but she will be going on holiday at some point.
Oh, really?
Maybe to a squirrel sanctuary. where other cartoon squirrels hang out.
Yeah. Well, now that she's unemployed, I just hope that she's able to afford a house in Vancouver.
Can you imagine when it all goes wrong with Hulk Hogan
Yeah.
and she gets to rub his nose on it on Facebook?
Oh yeah. Sure.
Can you imagine? She'll be there going,
Unbearable.
fuck.
You'll be the first to like it.
You know, how much do you owe now? How much does every family in BC owe now?
Yeah.
Oh, it's only been 4 years. I think a little bit of me thinks that young people, if they want to experiment with socialism, that's great. If they want to subject the rest of us to it, okay, I understand. But don't come crying to me when it all fucking goes wrong, because it will go wrong. Every time they do this, it goes wrong. The debt is terrible.
Do they complain to you though? Do you think?
Yeah, they always come to me going, I wish I'd listened to you, Ivan. I was going, get the fuck out of it.
Jesus Christ.
Get the fuck out of it. I gave you a fucking chance. You don't know, I know best. You're a fascist. You're a fucking xenophobe. I know best. But you know what, Ivan? You were right. And that's what leftists are really good at, is admitting when they're wrong.
I thought that's just about being in a relationship with a woman.
Yeah, that's another thing.